Japan will never bow before your wretched Khan.
When the envoys of the great Khan of Khans, ruler of the known world, arrived in Japan, bearing gifts and demanding submission, the shogunates and their samurai warriors refused. To the Japanese, bowing to a foreign Khan was unthinkable.
One must die with honor.
They murdered the envoys and vowed no barbarian would ever conquer their island. But to Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis, emperor of China, and founder of the Yuan dynasty, the defiance was a direct insult, one that could only be answered with Japan's complete annihilation.
I will say this, and you will listen, Tayan. Japan's defiance is an insult to all Mongols.
Kublai's grand army comprised warriors from Mongolia, China, Tibet, Korea, and parts of Vietnam. An empire that stretched from the Korean peninsula to the plains of Central Asia. Ordained under the eternal blue sky, the great Khan had deemed Japan his by divine right. War was coming.
Those who submit will be spared. Those who resist will perish.
RunningHorse flight status, a go. We're jumping back to witness the Mongol invasion of Japan launching off the coast of Korea. 900 warships carrying 20,000 soldiers. Year of our Lord, 1274. Subscribe. History awaits us.
If you value your life and your country, submit.
Japan, during the 13th century, was dominated by the rising samurai warrior, elite artists of combat, bound by loyalty and honor, led by their shogun. A title which means great general who subdues the barbarians. They were the steel that forged the sword of Japan. But samurai warfare was deeply ritualized, shaped by a tradition of duels and single combat. A style that, tactically, was a disadvantage, as Mongol long-range arrows and shock tactics proved devastating. The Great Khan's military force was gravely underestimated by Japan's elite.
The beast which stands before us is greater than the full might of the samurai.
The Mongol fleet arrived on the shores of Tsushima Island and quickly overwhelmed the local garrison. Samurai warriors, who knew warfare as a testament of honor, were horrified by the onslaught of coordinated units, volleys of arrows, and gunpowder bombs. A massacre unfolded as samurai commanders committed suicide to preserve their honor.
The way of the warrior is found in death.
Tsushima fell within hours. Next, near Hakata Bay, on the main island of Japan, the first large-scale battle between the Mongols and samurai unfolded. Showing no respect for ritual dueling, the Mongols pushed forward in waves, using group-based assaults and psychological warfare. They showed no mercy, but surprisingly, after a single day of advancement, and clearly with the upper hand, the Mongol army turned and retreated to their ships.
The samurai fight like demons.
Why? No one knows for sure, but the decision would be their doom. That very night, a monstrous typhoon struck the island and destroyed hundreds of Mongol ships. Thousands of soldiers drowned or swept out to sea.
Holy smokes.
The Japanese called it the Divine Wind, kamikaze, the storm that saved Japan.
The divine wind has saved Japan.
What was left of the Mongol fleet fled to the shores of Korea, ending the first ever invasion attempt on the Japanese islands.
This failure was nature's doing, not our army's.
7 years later, the great Kublai Khan would try again, launching a second invasion with nearly twice the force. But this time, the shogunate and its samurai had adapted. They evolved their combat style and fortified the coast. When the Mongols came next, they would be ready.
The storm has passed, but the air is still heavy.
Another wild RunningHorse ride through time. But history doesn't survive on its own, and time is a killer. So subscribe. RunningHorse is moving quick.
What are you waiting for? Subscribe!